Hey, lovelies. So it's your girl Talisa Monet. I am here just to talk a little bit about self-love. You guys, I took myself on a date this evening. I've taken myself on quite a few dates with myself, if that makes sense. Y'all catch my drift. But tonight I took myself to one of the like a Dave and Buster's type of place. I don't know what you call them type of places, but it has like a bowling alley, I guess like an amusement park indoors or whatever, with like an arcade room type of thing. It was super fun. Like they had a bowling alley inside of there. Like they had a bunch of different games. I didn't do bowling, but I just stuck to like the arcade games and stuff. But it was like super fun, super chill environment. There wasn't like a lot of people. Okay, there was like a little something, little piece of lamp floating around. But yeah, there wasn't like a lot of people there, which was like really great because I was gonna go take myself on a little date tomorrow. But then I was like, it's probably gonna be packed. People gonna be booed up, hogging all the good games and stuff. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna go take myself on a little date tonight. And that's what I did, and I had a good time. And I just want to come on here and let y'all know, like, don't be afraid to take yourselves on dates. Don't be afraid to be by yourselves. Like, I was one of those people. I was one of those people that was like, no, I don't want to go nowhere because I don't want to go on by myself. I'll wait for such and such to come with me, or I'll do something when such and such, has time next week. No, your whole life will pass you by. It's people out here going to whole different countries by themselves. That's gonna be me soon too. I'm speaking it into existence. I'm going somewhere across seas. You know what I'm saying? But for now, we warming up by going to different, functions in different places by ourselves. You know what I'm saying? A couple weeks ago, I actually went to the fair by myself. My city was having like a little fair, and in the past, I had been so nervous to go by myself because I'm like, oh, it's gonna be so packed, and everybody's gonna be there with like their families and different stuff, and I don't want to stick out like a sore thumb. And I didn't go for quite a while. I did not go to the fair because I was worried about what other people might think when they saw me by myself, and I didn't want to feel you know left out. What was that noise? Oh, was that my phone? I think it was. Okay, y'all, I got a notification, so it kind of threw me out. But anyways, back to the story. So yeah, I was always so nervous about going places by myself, but I actually had an amazing time at the fair by myself. I rode almost all the rides. I got kind of sick. I realized I can't really ride roller coasters and things like that no more because it don't do good for my stomach no more. But it was fun. Like the experience was really, really dope. I had a funnel cake. I had some French fries. I sat there and watched people. That's something I like to do as well. So I had a good time doing that. And rode the rides, and I had a blast. And so tonight I was like, you know what? Let's do a repeat. You know what I'm saying? Let's do a repeat. So, I like to have a good time. I like to have fun. I don't like, stuffy stuff to do. Like every once in a blue, I'll take myself out to dinner and stuff like that. But I wanted to do something fun. And so I went to one of the new little arcade rooms or whatever that they had up here in my city. And it was so much fun. I had a really good time. I played a lot of games, and it was super, super dope. And I think I already said that earlier, but we're gonna reiterate it for the people who just tuning in. But yeah, so I just encourage you guys, like, take the opportunity to do what you want to do in this life. Like, one thing I'm starting to realize is life waits for no one. Okay, so if you're waiting for people to do things with you, if you're waiting for approval from other people, honey, life will just pass you by. Life will keep moving right along without you. Okay. And now is the time, I think, just to take advantage of the opportunity to experience life in a different way. I think with everything that's happened over the past year, with the pandemic, um, if it has done nothing else, it's taught us that life is not promised. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow is not promised to us. So we have to take advantage of today. And sometimes you may not be in a relationship or be in a partnership with someone or have a lot of friends that's willing to do things with you when you want to do them. So I think it's very important to take that time out to figure out what you like to do. What you like to do that doesn't involve other people, that doesn't involve waiting for someone else. I think we were all made, individually, um, to accomplish different things, and we won't accomplish those things if we're constantly waiting on other people, if we're constantly waiting for the next person to join us on our journey. Like, no, sometimes our journey is meant for just us. And we're meant to walk alone at a certain point. Of course, we'll find like-minded ones and people along the way, but for the most part, our journey is our journey. You know what I'm saying? So to constantly, wait for someone else to, walk on that path with us, we do ourselves a disservice and we do that person a disservice, or we do others a disservice, because you never know who you might meet along the way that can help them get to their next point in life. You see what I'm saying? I met a couple of cool people this evening just by myself. And had I been with, a friend of mine or something, I would have not, had that opportunity to have a conversation with them. So that's one little tidbit I just want to give you guys. Just take yourself on dates. You know what I'm saying? Take yourself out of the house by yourself. It's not that bad, people. I promise you, you'll feel a whole lot better once you get out there and experience what you want to experience in this world without, waiting for other people and having their approval. So that's one little tip I want to give you guys. And then also, um, I know there's a lot of people who are on this journey of spirituality now. And I think it's very, very important that we kind of pay attention to it, because I think there's a massive shift going on. And I know there's a lot of people that are talking about how they're feeling and different things. And that's, I think, another thing the pandemic has kind of brought on with a lot of people. Because we had that time to ourselves, like, a lot of people are starting to awaken and really tune in to themselves and tune into um, their purpose and their reason for living. And I encourage you, if you've not taken the time out just to sit with yourself, I encourage you to do that as well. I think that's been such an amazing part of my journey, just to be able to sit with myself, drown out all the extra noise, and just sit with myself, sit with my emotions, sit with my thoughts, and just see what comes up. And I've been really enjoying that process, because some of it has been greatly enlightening. Like, I've gotten, I feel like, a lot of information from just sitting with myself, and so many different creative thoughts will come to me, and things that I normally wouldn't have thought about had I been out with friends or out doing different things with other people. When it's just myself and I turn off the TV and turn the music off, I feel like I get so much more information. You know what I'm saying? And then another thing that I noticed is things that might come up that I've been avoiding as well. I know there's a lot of people that talk about shadow work. Shadow work, if you haven't done your research on it, do your research on it. But essentially, it's just like you working on that part of you that's kind of hidden, that's in the shadows. Usually it's the inner child. Um, and I find that when you sit with yourself and just, like, drown out all the extra noise, um, that inner child starts to really come out and start speaking and letting you know what they're feeling. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's so important just to acknowledge that side of us, because so many of us hide that part of us from the world and hide that part from ourselves, because we don't want to feel those emotions. We don't want to feel um, vulnerable like that. You know what I'm saying? So we hide that from even ourselves, not just people, but from ourselves. And I think it's also very important that we sit with ourselves to do that shadow work, to let those emotions come up, to let that inner child just get out all of that we've been trying to hide. You know what I'm saying? I think it's so, so pivotal in our spiritual growth and in our self-love journey, just to sit with that side of us and just to see what comes up, what fears we may have, what we're holding on to, what hurts and traumas that we may have hidden in our subconscious. And I find, just releasing those little by little, it takes, like, oh my gosh, like 10 pounds off you at a time. It's like you're just unloading this baggage that's been piled on you for so long. You know what I'm saying? It's like it starts to be like a breath of fresh air when you can release some of the things that you've been, trying to hide and even hold on to, so that's another great point that I want to share with you guys. I've written some things down, so that's why I'm looking down here. And then also, I think I just want to end this as well. I don't want to make this video too long, but one thing that I do want to end it off by saying is to be kind to yourselves. I don't think that that's like talked about enough. Be kind to yourself on this self-love and spiritual journey. That requires you to just, like, tell yourself things that you would tell other people. Like, when you see someone else down, say if your friend is having a bad day, you don't just, tell them, oh, get over it. No, you encourage them and you say it's going to be all right. This is just a temporary bump in the road. You'll be all right. You're going to be okay. Talk to yourself like that. The same love that you tend to give to other people, focus on giving it to yourself. Tell yourself beautiful things. Tell yourself affirmations. I wake up in the morning and one of the first things I do is, number one, pray. And then the second thing that I do is I look at all of my affirmations that I have up on my bedroom mirror, and I recite those every morning religiously. And that really helps me to stay in a place of peace and of love for myself. You know what I'm saying? Because we all have traumas. We all have different things that we're working to move on from. You see what I'm saying? Or to grow from. So just to remind ourselves who we actually are and how the Creator actually sees us, I think is so important. And also just reminds us to be patient as well. We're imperfect beings. Nobody on this planet is perfect. So to just focus on the journey and not the destination, and knowing that you're making those strides day by day, not to be perfect or not to be in perfection, but to just make progress. You know what I'm saying? And just to give yourself that time to be patient with yourself, and knowing that you're on the right track. Just keep going. You know what I'm saying? I think that that's like one major tip I would give anybody, is just to be kind to yourself, be patient with yourself, keep loving on yourself, and knowing that you are on the right path. Things are moving in your favor and getting better day by day. So just keep going. Just keep going. So like I said, I didn't want to make this video super long. It ended up being, pretty much almost 15 minutes, but hey, I had some things on my spirit I just had to get off. But hopefully you guys can take some tips from this and can incorporate it in your own self-love journey, spiritual journey. And I guess I'll be back next time to see what else comes up, and whatever else I want to get off my spirit to express. But anyways, hopefully you guys have a great rest of the week, and I will talk to you later. Peace.